Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the BlackBerry Z10 and the BlackBerry Q10.
Well, as we showed you earlier, it was launch day, finally, for BlackBerry's next smartphones. For the company that invented them, it's a fight for survival. So today it ditched the old name and pressed start on the new devices. Now, like any mission control, the build-up was detailed, intense, and it was recorded by our cameras. In an unprecedented move, the company invited Adrienne Arsenault inside as the clock ticked down. And as top execs wondered openly, will this be BlackBerry's bounce back?
BlackBerry 10 launch day. Backstage, no turning back now.
I'll be waiting in the galley and kind of ready to go. So this is great. Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly...
And he's off. This is make or break.
Join me in welcoming Vivek Bhardwaj on stage.
You know, I've been using BBM since I
So would you really want to be them now? And what's it like to get to this point, to build this?
BBM video call.
Wow, that is exciting.
Rewind the clock and strap it. Boston, 58 days to launch.
So you're going to have both the mobile consumer analysts and the mobile enterprise analysts.
Okay.
Once famously closed to the media, the makers of the BlackBerry opened up for the very first time.
Well, you merged across 4 lanes of traffic. That's impressive.
They invited us exclusively to watch the run-up to the BlackBerry 10, to step into Vivek Bhardwaj's world.
As many of you know, I moved 4,000 miles to move to sunny Waterloo, and I wouldn't have done that if I didn't genuinely believe we're kind of building something that is not only going to stand the test of time, but is a credible experience. Let's do this. We're days away from it. It's just timing.
29 years old, head of software.
What I like to do is just make sure that I've got full battery ready to go.
Basically responsible for everything the BlackBerry 10 does.
Let's go do this meeting.
On the road for almost a year now.
We ready?
We're good.
Hundreds of meetings, dozens of cities globally. Each day trying to convince buyers why they need this device. Racing for time and carrying a little baggage. The knowledge that when RIM was king, the stock was $150. On this December day, it's just $11.50.
Hey Jane, I'm Vivek. Nice to meet you.
All the stops today about meeting American industry analysts, people who will or won't recommend the BlackBerry 10 to companies.
Take a seat. Flow is this concept where you create an experience which is truly gesture-based. We've stepped away from physical navigation keys.
And companies are BlackBerry's biggest customers. It loses them at its peril. This is hard. Not long ago, BlackBerry owned nearly half the U.S. smartphone market. Now it's got just a heart-stopping 1.1%. No wonder he's eager to hear what they have to say.
Not having a home button, that might rock people's boats up maybe a little.
You're going to take a hit for the hardware lacking the sex appeal of a Galaxy S4 or an iPhone 6.
It takes a little while to get accustomed to the keyboard. It's very playbook-like.
They're scratching their heads. They're wondering kind of what the next move is, and is the next move going to be something that's positive? And I think this is a really credible bid. Thank you very much for your time.
By the time he's done this day, there will have been nearly half a dozen sessions like this.
It's been a long day. Actually, I was up since 4 o'clock. But yeah, it's been good. It's been really good, actually.
Next stop for Vivek, after the ritual cleaning of the precious cargo, of course, the airport again. Waterloo, 51 days to launch. The stock is up to $11.74.
So I think I'm all set for today. Checked all the accounts this morning before I left my place.
This is home, and this is another 29-year-old with another big job. Another serious travel schedule.
It's funny that I know how many days to launch. I don't even know what date it is.
Jeff Gadway, head of marketing for BlackBerry 10. If Vivek's job is to convince businesses they need the device, Jeff's job is to make sure consumers want it.
Well, thanks for coming.
Seems a pretty easy gig on this day, pitching over and over.
Excited to be here to share some of this BlackBerry 10 goodness and give you a little bit of a look at BlackBerry 10. Meet BlackBerry 10.
8 sessions of hand-picked audiences preaching over and over to the converted Waterloo's tech industry.
So what I'm doing is just kind of pulling this tile over from the right. If it's not something that I need to address right now, I can put it back.
Many fortunes here depend on the success of BlackBerry. They've had enough of dark days, want good news and an exclusive show and tell.
So this is a developer prototype, and so far we've given out over 6,000 of them around the world. We built these to start giving to our developer partners. This is a first in the industry, giving out pre-production hardware.
To get to see the BlackBerry 10 and new operating system early isn't typical in the tech world. No smartphone company has ever let people handle the device before the big glossy launch reveal. But BlackBerry desperately needs early buzz.
I'd like for you both to blink, please, if you could. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. The idea with time shift is, and you snuck into this one, I can actually go forwards or backwards in time. I can select each face individually. I'm gonna close your eyes. Perfect.
Leaking all this out is either a great idea or a rotten one. But there's no rethinking it now. No rethinking, the choice is made.
As a total layperson, you killed my favorite thing, the keyboard.
I think we made your favorite thing better, and I want to show you. So here's how you wake it up. Now take your thumb down to the logo and swipe up. There you go. If when you're trying to type the P key, you are inadvertently hitting the O key, the keyboard can detect that. It will adjust that second keyboard to accommodate for your sloppy typing.
For those who can't wrap their heads or hands around a touchscreen, there's this, a version with a keyboard, but it's not ready yet. Could be months before it's in stores.
Instead of just releasing one, you're releasing 2. In a way, does it look like you just can't decide which one?
Absolutely not, because different customers have different needs and different preferences. There are a number of customers out there, many of whom own BlackBerry smartphones today, that want the comfort and confidence offered by the physical keyboards.
A note about this conversation. See that wall behind him? This is the headquarters, and these the scribbles of employees. It's clear they know what's riding on this. Have a look. BlackBerry Magic is back, making history again. Have courage.
A lot of people still don't quite understand what happened. Where did this company lose its way? What would you say to them?
You know, I think it's fair to admit that we missed a cycle in innovation. A couple of years ago, the move to 4G, the company was focused on building out our presence in emerging markets and was late to the 4G game in the Americas.
To talk of missing a cycle while competitors surge ahead is a rare flash of openness.
Let's start up an MHS session.
And this is a first, an invitation to watch those on a deadline.
We're adding the profile string.
Remember, the company's calling card is its security. So tight, even the programmers have rear view mirrors on their computers. What's with that?
Oh, just information security. So if somebody's, you need to know if somebody's peering over your shoulder.
Coming up behind you.
Yeah, coming up behind you, looking at code they're not supposed to.
You probably already get the sense that this is a bit of a new company, not just a new name. It's not only that it's no longer RIM and now just BlackBerry, but new in the sense of a new attitude. Hubris replaced with humility, a willingness to talk openly about mistakes, to openly ask for advice, to try to be transparent about what's happened before. This is all good. What's awkward is that there may still be some explaining to do. Explaining around timing. The BlackBerry 10 not ready for last spring as promised, not ready for fall as promised, not even ready for Christmas. Were these lost opportunities? And was this yet another lost opportunity? Las Vegas, 22 days to launch, and the stock is up a bit, $11.76. This is the Consumer Electronics Show, a bulging tech buffet. Now, neither Apple nor Microsoft feel the need to be here. Samsung, the giant slayer, is, though. Overdosing on cool, what it wants to be its hallmark. And BlackBerry, with an imminent launch and potential customers debating their next buy? Nope, no booth, no smartphone to show off, even though the curious are everywhere.
We'll see, see how it trends, how the phone physically feels. Is it light enough? Is it fast enough? Is it vibrant enough?
Even though you're hanging out at the Samsung,
Yeah.
would you actually get a BlackBerry 10?
Yeah. I'm waiting for that to happen.
Why?
I don't know. I just always been a fan of BlackBerry.
You've got to get the right quality. It's got to be great.
No booth, but Vivek is back in the picture. And he says, look, there was no point launching here or at Christmas and risk getting lost in the noise. As for delays, he insists they needed every extra minute to get it right.
Well, I think, the delay that we announced a while back, we did the right thing. I certainly feel we did the right thing because we've got the quality that we needed in terms of the software, the hardware, and we've only got one shot at this, we know it. So conferences and shows are going to come each year. A new platform and a comeback in tech history is only going to happen once.
That means more hand-to-hand marketing combat, setting up shop at a nearby bloggers conference, less than a month out and still trying to entice app makers. If there aren't a lot of apps, people aren't going to want to use it, and if they don't want to use it, developers don't want to make apps.
Exactly. Like I said, it's not just the volume as well. They're looking for those brands, right? They're looking for those names, and so we're making sure we've got a balance on both. But you're absolutely right. That is key to the ecosystem and the success of the platform.
Gauging whether BlackBerry's on the right step is a minor obsession for the tech industry and bloggers like Robert Scoble, labeled a web celeb by Forbes magazine. How much time is a fair amount of time to watch and make an assessment?
Well, this phone I think, is a stop the bleeding phone. Its rim is here, it's not leaving. It has a good product finally. I think that's what they're going to announce.
This is going to be interesting. We don't have it on now.
And most agree there has to be something else to follow the BlackBerry 10, but the company is vague about plans, and Vivek can't afford to be distracted.
And then we're going to do a couple of demos.
He schedules a key presentation with influential bloggers to ensure they spread the word about the launch.
Any digital content being created.
There are lots around, packed rooms everywhere, only not, it seems, for BlackBerry.
Really what I wanted to discuss today is how you can take social media, social marketing, and
he needs this to be good, but not all goes according to plan.
Test, 1, 2. Is it time? I'm hoping I've got some audio here.
Make sure the strap is all
Okay, we seem to have lost audio.
Okay, so not slick, but no one seems fazed. Certainly not Vivek.
So you're okay with a little awkward silence?
Well, that and I do love a good live demo.
But time's running out to perfect the pitch. Waterloo, just 9 days to launch. The stock is up to $16.78.
We're 9 days away from the launch.
The programmers are certainly pleased.
I think we all deserve to celebrate on the 30th.
They're already planning the party.
Let's just go and knock this one out of the park.
Despite delays and skeptics, something shifted. Thousands of apps pouring in, and headlines are good. Reacting to reviews of the phone, and news BlackBerry may open its enterprise system to competitors. That's big.
So I know one of the things that you guys are going to be calling out in the script is the edge-to-edge glass.
Celebrating, though, not on the horizon for Jeff and Vivek yet. Still sorting launch details.
Profile shot does is to show the curvature, to show the angle, almost like an arrow.
Yeah, I see.
Or does that detract from kind of the beauty shot?
They know the patience for any more missteps is gone, and BlackBerry 10 better deliver. And after absolutely everything, it comes down to a question our cameraman couldn't help but ask. Is it going to be a hit?
You think it's going to be a hit?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I mean, I'm using
the honesty to actually think about it for a moment, but the time to react and change is over. This is New York, the day before the launch. The stock is at an even $16.
Okay, we're testing the line.
I just want to get it.
Get someone on the phone. Yeah.
Rehearsing the reveal.
Go.
They're not receiving you in London yet.
And after everything, did you really expect it to be smooth sailing?
Right, we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
They maintain the phone is pushing the boundaries.
Hey, Andrew, you're holding the device wrong.
In this moment, the presentation looks like it's pushing it too.
Hey, Andrew, how's it going?
Please welcome the president and CEO of...
But with the miracle cocktail of adrenaline and homework, by the morning's launch, it all works technically. It is, they told us, the launch they were hoping for. What's not clear is whether the long and painful wait will be worth it. Adrienne Arsenault, CBC News, New York.
So from tech superstar to underdog to comeback kid, they hope. BlackBerry has a steep road to climb in a global market that is much changed from RIM's heyday. In fact, check out this list. Not a word to be found about the pride of Waterloo, Ontario. Here are the top 5 smartphone manufacturers in the world. Chinese company ZTE is now in 5th spot with about 4% market share in the last quarter of 2012. Sony is in 4th. Another Chinese company has surged to 3rd place. Huawei focuses on inexpensive devices and emerging markets. In 2nd place, Apple with about 22% share, a drop from 2011. So who's taken a bite out of them? Samsung with an enviable 29%, up from 22 last year.